About a voice that had been encouraging him to hang our mother's crucifix upside down, another that kept ordering him to go to the maternity ward at the hospital and strangle the infants. He wasn't sure whose the latter voice was, but it might have been someone from the Manson family. Maybe Charles Manson himself. He wasn't sure. "You should hear the way he talks," Thomas said. "It's disgusting." He took a sip of his shamrock shake. "Nothing I can repeat in public." "Thomas," I said. "Then there is another voice, a religious voice. He keeps telling me to memorize the Bible. It makes sense, really. Once the communists take over, watch out. The first thing they're going to do is burn every single Bible in the United States. Don't think they won't either. That's why I've started memorizing it. Who else would do it if I didn't?" I felt lightheaded, robbed of oxygen. This wasn't happening, I promised myself. Is this the same voice that's telling you to do the other stuff?" "What other stuff?" "The bad stuff." Thomas sighed like a parent whose patience was ebbing. "I just told you, Dominic, it's a religious voice. He disapproves of everything the other voices say. They bicker all night long. It gives me headaches. Sometimes they scream at each other. You know who it might be? That priest that Ma used to listen to on television. On Saturday nights, remember? He had white hair. I can see him, but I can't remember his name." "Bishop Sheen," I said. "That's it, Bishop Sheen. He's our father, you know. He's impregnated Ma through the television. It can be done. It's more common than anyone thinks. This is Bishop Fulton J. Sheen saying goodnight and God loves you." "I don't know. It might be him, but it might not. You know that Dr. Marco and the Manson family have orgies, don't you, in Dr. DeMarco's office? One of them guards the door so the patients don't walk in on them accidentally. They do anything they want to each other. Anything. It's disgusting. That's why I'm in danger. Because I know about the link between Manson and the communists. I shouldn't even be out here in public like this. It's a risk. I know too much with the plan to blow up the sub-base, for instance. They're very, very dangerous people. Dominic, the communists, if they ever suspected I've begun to memorize the Bible, I'd be shot in the head. There'd be orders to shoot on sight. Listen, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was waste and void. Darkness covered the abyss, and the Spirit of God was stirring above the waters. I'm only up to chapter 2, verse 3. It's a lifetime's work. It's risky business. How's Dessa? "Dessa," I said. "Dessa's, that's why I had to break it off with her sister, you know. It was too dangerous. They might have hurt her to get at me. What was her name again?" "Her Angie." "You mean Angie?" He nodded. "Angie. It was just too dangerous, Dominic. Do you want the rest of my fries?" That conversation in the psychiatric lockup that followed later that night, Thomas's first, occurred a full 10 months after the panic attack that had made my brother trash our jointly owned typewriter in May of the previous year. In turn, the war had escalated. Man had walked on the moon, and I'd tried as hard as possible not to see what was coming, what inch by inch had already arrived. On that first night of many nights when I drove my brother between the brick pillars and onto the grounds of the Three Rivers State Hospital, I went home to our shared bedroom on Hollywood Avenue and dreamed a dream I have remembered ever since. In it, my brother, Ralph Drinkwater, and I are together lost somewhere in the Vietnamese jungle, wading ankle-deep in muck. A sniper, perched in a tree, raises his rifle and aims. No one sees him but me. There's no time to tell the others. I duck, pulling Ralph down with me. There's a dull crack. A bullet rips through my brother's brain.